Yeah. I'm not really feeling spa today. I'm not really feeling spa today. Come on, switch. Just pay attention to the road.
Just drive wherever I want to go?
No, I'll tell you where to go. Just go out of here. Going straight up that way. Trying to wait to get some people in the room. It's Sunday, everybody wants to be at church. It's like one person in the room right now. I can't see who that is. So. Peace, fam. Yeah, hold on one second. Y'all know I'm doing the invites. Y'all can invite a sister or brother to this. I should have called Kev. I hope Kev come on, so I'll let him know what we're doing. I'm doing the invite, y'all. I'm gonna put my seatbelt on. Yeah, I kinda wanna go toward those mountains over there. This fine, yeah, go straight. Let's go straight. Alright, y'all, hold on. Coming, fam. My peas, who we got? I'm not poor right now. Wait till some sisters get in the room. And brothers, y'all could do invites to this. How's everybody? Who's here? It's a real important download I'm about to get. I mean, DNA explosion it is. Say hi, Luna. You can.
Peace. I'm driving. Hope y'all are well today. Yeah, hope y'all are well today. I gotta drive. Peace.
Peace, y'all. I'm just waiting to get some sisters in the room. Do it. Share the video real quick. Just for sharing your page. It's gonna be important. Sisters or brothers, get some wombs and son of wombs in the room. It's gonna be a really important live right here. A really informative live. That's what it is. Peace, Melanie. That's why we're waiting for some people to get in the room. Y'all do an invite or two. Guess we could do a little update. What we've been doing. Of course, y'all know we finished with the fast. It just went well. So we're in our mostly womb lifestyle at this point. Not diet. We don't use the word diet, but our mostly womb lifestyle. That's going good. I'm steady losing weight. I lost 3 more pounds since the fast. So the weight's still coming down. Getting my body back to its natural self. Just waiting for wombs to get in the room, y'all. Hey, peace, Indigo. I always wanted Indigo why you do all those dots. You can inbox me and tell me that. Peace, K. Peace. Yeah, the room gets a little bit more people in it. So you haven't heard from us for a minute. Then that's because I didn't have anything to say. Because so much has been going on. See, when you cleanse your system out, you open up your frequencies and your avenues of communication to your higher self, to the higher beings, to the deities, the elements, to source. You open yourself up. So much information has been coming into me lately that I've been even weird to Luna, so to speak. I just have to process it all before I can even begin to speak on it. You know, to make it make sense to myself first before I can make this information make sense to everybody else. So you want to tell them how you've been doing real quick before I get in? Because I'm going to go in once I'm in. They looking at you.
I gotta look at the road. I'm well. Feeling really good post-fast. Weight's still coming down for me as well. Still feeling clear, refreshed. I've had a bout of eating beans, which is still a wound, but certain things just make you feel a little bit different. So, I don't know, it just doesn't taste the same as it used to versus like fresh mango or watermelon or kiwi, you know, just different cooked food versus raw foods. So it's cool seeing that difference. I don't really have a lot to say. I feel good, doing good, working on the self, fixing stuff in myself that needs to be fixed, and just striving to be better every day. I guess I made up my mind, the way I made up my mind for the fast and the intake, like I finally just really made up my mind to like cut the bullshit that's going on in my head. So actively working on that every minute. And just getting all the different visits from different animals and confirmations and stuff has been really awesome. And just keep doing the right things and keeping the self in check and just being. So I'm happy. I'm good. That's it.
Okay, y'all, kind of get on the top. Kind of take y'all through what I've been going through in the last week or so in my silence. Thank you. In the last week or so in my silence. I think it was about a week ago when that dream, I got the command. About a week ago I was given a command, actually. From the guardians, from source, on where I need to be going in my consciousness. And again, like I said, that's from cleaning myself out and cleaning out my frequencies so the information could come in. The information via my food, the information via the sun, the information via the elements. It's just pouring in right now. So I was given a command in my dream recently to do something. So I've been trying to process that and work on that, exactly what it is or how they want me to do this, because it sounds so simple but it seems so complex, and I'm not going to necessarily put that out there, but in the process of that, be working on this command that I got. I mean, when it's time, I'm going to reveal that to the world, what I was given. I don't think it's time right now, because then you have a lot of false prophets and false teachers out there that'll take the information and lead people astray with what I was just given. So, but in that process, what's been happening is Source has taken me back. I mean, when I'm telling you this much, it's because you can do it too. But Source has taken me back to the beginning of my not my conscious existence, but starting with my bodies. Okay, we are a soul. A lot of people know what the soul is. The soul is a body. It's made of light and water, and this body is what you experience different life forms as. This soul being that you are. Like, to be here on this planet in the flesh in order for flesh to grow around you. Okay, the soul is the house of the consciousness. If that's simplified, your soul is the house of your consciousness. The you, the true you, is pure consciousness. In order for that consciousness to manifest or to get around the universes, it has a body called the soul that's made of light and water. I tell you this because I've seen it. So when you're experiencing the physical plane of existence, earth, in order for you to be in this body, the soul has to come into this body. So what has happened is Source has taken me all the way back in the remembrance of that. You can go 55, you know, in the remembrance, this drive, in the remembrance of that, in remembrance of my soul self, in remembrance of my conscious self that's housed in that soul. And I would love for any and everybody to be able to have these experiences I'm having right now, but it's gonna take your intake. You have to make decisions that you want to go this high. You have to make a real decision that you want to go this high, because you're living in the world of illusion, and we have become comfortable in this world of illusion. Share the video, y'all. We have become comfortable in this world of illusion that we forget who we are. We forget who and what we truly are. We forget that we are pure consciousness. You identify with yourself in the ship that you're riding, in that body that you're in. You think that's you. No, that's just genetics. That's what genetic material from your foremothers, and not to say them because even your forefathers come from the foremothers. Your foremothers are made of that genetics. So that's what you are. That's what this ship is. And we get caught up in this ship and how this ship look and what we want to do with the ship and what we feeding the ship or not feeding the ship, that we forget about who we are. And we are consciousness. Let me give it to you like I gave it to Luna the other day, to simplify things, so you can see yourself. Imagine you with the white piece of paper in front. This is what I've been shown recently. Imagine you with the white piece of paper in front of you, and you have some color pencils. So on this white piece of paper, I want you to draw nature. Your favorite place in nature, how it looks. Put the trees, the water, the sun. I don't know, put a horse there. Put a house there, a house with a fence. I don't know, you might want to have children in this picture. Whatever you want to add to this picture, add to this picture. Then what I want you to do is draw yourself in the picture. Be a part of the scenery and look at you. I want you to look at it. After you draw yourself there, stare at the picture and see yourself there. Then what I want you to do, you in the picture, I want you to come to life and look around that place that you just created. Say it again. Do you drive the car like 55? Air order. Huh? The you that's in the picture come to life and look around the picture. But mind you, simultaneously, the you that drew that picture is watching the whole thing. Now I want you to explore that natural setting that you created. Go up into the house, play with the children. That's consciousness. That person that drew on that picture is Source. That's the you that's a part of everything. That's the you that's a part of Source. Okay? And now you wanted to experience yourself doing something different. So you're watching yourself do this, but mind you, as you're in this picture, you forgot about you that's watching you still. Because that part of your consciousness is caught up. That's us. That's how we are a part of Source. And Source is watching us. So that Source that's watching us is us. In another remembrance, or outside of the remembrance of ourselves. If y'all didn't catch what I just said, play that shit back when you can. And literally do that and live that, and then you'll understand why you don't remember or why that disconnection is there. It's not that you're disconnected. You're still watching you, but the person that you drew, the you that you drew, is just in another consciousness. and lost the connection to you that drew it, that drew the picture. And that's how we're living. I keep forgetting about that one right there. Hit it on the way back. And that's how we're living. We're living still as source, but disconnected from the source that created everything. So we get so caught up into this, in the place that we're in, we forget about the connection and who and what we truly are. You have to make the connection again. And that's why meditation is important. No matter who tell y'all not to meditate, listen, meditation is just focusing, whether you focus on nothing or you focus on a lot, but it helps you with your focus. Yes, like they say, when you go to sleep is a form of meditation, but then you're still going to wake up to this place. But it's how you wake up to this place. It's what experience you want to have. Because in meditation is how you bring source to this place. It's how you bring the best version of yourself to this place. Hence, meditation is important. Meditation is important to get you back connected to you as source. You have to, you can't, with all this distraction around us, you can't see it again. You can't see the connection. Hence, you should go into meditation to see and understand that soul body. That you are consciousness in a soul body. And that consciousness of soul body is in this body. Having this physical experience. See, I've had experiences off of this planet. Now, another experience that I've had off of this planet, I had a body, but it was almost like this body didn't have bone in it. And it wasn't me, I didn't look like this, but this body didn't have bone in it. Like the whole being was kind of jello-like. Like as fluid as it was, and all the beings and all the colors, even the greens were different than these greens, and the fuchsias popped in a way that I haven't even seen in movies yet. Colors that I've seen and can't name because I've never been taught that color. So I can't tell you what that color was in the English language. I can only telepathically show it to you if I knew how. So I couldn't even tell you, but there's levels to this. There's different levels to this, and we are stuck on the physical. We came down on the physical and got stuck here. That's why our powers are not working. You feel me? Like we were saying earlier, like we think what happened is, one of the things that happened is we was given dominion over this planet. And a lot of that came through religion. That we were given dominion over the planet. And in that dominion, control, we forgot how to be human. We forgot how to be souls. We forgot how to be pure consciousness. Because we was given that word dominion. So we done dominion. In our dominion, we done recreated a fucking planet that didn't need your goddamn help. In your dominion, you done built the concrete jungle. In your dominion, you done fabricated weapons of mass destruction. But then we say we are more intelligent than the animals. Are we? Because a bee is just a fucking bee. A bee knows how to be a bee, what a bee does, how a bee's supposed to move, how the fuck a bee's supposed to eat. We so fucking retarded and think we smart that we eat honey and don't call it what it is, which is a bee regurgitation. The bee eats shit, flowers and shit, create this sweet shit on their stomach, throw it up so they can have glucose for later energy, and we take that from the bee and put it in our fucking tea and talk about we're the most intelligent beings on the planet. We done completely lost ourselves. We done completely lost consciousness and the power of consciousness. So consciousness today is, yes, I'm a part of the conscious community. I'm not gonna say it. Yes, I'm a part of the conscious community. Share the video, y'all. I'm a part of the conscious community. That's the most retarded shit we can say. What is the conscious community? What is consciousness? Consciousness means to be aware and awake. So everything down here is a part of the conscious community. Then they took that word and made it where you go get When you battle each other and go get knowledge. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, fuck it. I can't pull the word up that I'm looking for right now to come. What this community actually does. And that's us in our intelligence. But we're more intelligent than the ants. The ants who run their lives exactly the way an ant's supposed to live. And an ant's supposed to be. We don't even know how to be consciousness in souls having a human experience. We done completely fucked up the planet that we need to live on. We don't even know who the fuck we are no more. No disrespect to sisters who may do this, but maybe it'll bring some light to your consciousness. We just left Walmart. A sister walked out of Walmart who would otherwise be a very beautiful sister. But she had plastic hair in her head down to her ass. And she has stilettos on that had to be about 8 to 12 inches. Completely changing her form. That shit is not even good for her feet. She's so far away from connecting to the ground that she don't know who the fuck she is. And I just watched her. I watched her in her element. And it made me sad. Like, this being is lost. When we say lost, like most of us think we lost in religion or lost in spiritual. No, you lost in who the fuck you are. You lost in what you was given this body for. Like I said the other day, if you're not working for God, for your God, then you are just completely in the wrong field. But when we say that, we see everything so religious, like that in that religious sense, not recognizing the fact that you are the God. God is sleeping. We can't even walk like the Egyptians anymore, but you got all this Kemetic studies and Nuwapians, the school I come up in, but you're not walking as a Nuwapian. You're not walking as a Kemetan. At least when the Kemetans wore the goddamn up, they knew what to do with it. We so far removed from nature, which means we're so far removed from the self, we're so far removed from pure consciousness. We don't have no fucking power. Everybody, you get into the story of Osiris and Isis, but you name yourself Isis. Ain't no fucking Isis down here no more. Isis is fucking gone. Isis is asleep. Isis is in the fucking sarcophagus and shit. Today called coffins. We the Walking Dead. That's why they making these fucking movies of the Walking Dead, because we're just walking dead. You have pure light beings, pure conscious beings sitting here eating other conscious beings like cows and shit. All of us. I'm not saying y'all, I'm saying me too in that day. Ripping the flesh. We just tearing flesh of another conscious being and think we have dominion. Think we doing it right. No, what we've done, we've become so fucking intelligent. We got so much control that we have the control now to kill each other. To take a fucking life at will. Got these beings called your government governing you, that you are fucking following. They own your government because you voted they ass in, and even if the voting system is not even really real, you follow the system. Why don't we make a stand as conscious beings anymore? That we're not following this shit. To get back into the experience that may help you, you have to go into the self. Go into the meditation and remember. If you call on your source, which is you will answer, she will answer. The feminine energy, the great womb mind of the universe itself will answer you. You're not really far removed. You're honestly really not far removed from who you truly are. It's just about the remembrance, and it's just about you accepting it. It's that simple. If you choose not to accept who you truly are, share the video, y'all. If you choose not to accept who you really are, then that is your disconnection right there. The moment that you choose to make the connection again, things will begin to open up, and that plane of existence will open up to you. They bring it to you so complex, and all of this shit you gotta learn. You gotta learn about the secret. You gotta learn about what is the basis of the secret? The law of attraction. That's how your magic work. They tell you. You work your magic through the law of attraction and like all this different guru bullshit. Cause them same motherfuckers that's telling you to do that still ain't got what they want. They still ain't got everything they want yet. They may have tapped into something, but they ain't got it yet. No, it's not that complex. Fuck the law of attraction and all of that shit. You want to attract some shit to you, then just be who you are. Become the conscious being again. Not the spiritual being or the spirited being or the guru or the stone worker or the magician. See, the only reason that those witches, so-called, were witches is because they remembered their consciousness. We trying to remember the stone and still not trying to make the connection. The stone ain't gonna work for you, and true magic is the womb man and the stone together. But the stone is not gonna work for you, see, if you don't come back into who you are. That's why you gotta buy the stone and then the motherfucking book with it. Or buy the stone and have that lady give you a little piece of paper to tell you what that stone means. Because when you come back into connection, the Akashic records open up. You are the book. You are Reiki. You don't go and learn how to do Reiki from a book. You are Reiki. You are pure magic. Magic don't come in the book. That's why you don't see no magical motherfuckers down here. And the ones they do, they call magicians, and they ass in Las Vegas. Peace, Kev. I'm coming. I had an explosion, Kev. I had to get it out. And that's why the motherfuckers are clowns. They on the Las Vegas show. Because that's where they working the magic at. But then you may come into some things that's true. You may really be working some things and you're empathic, that's true. But why are we not in our full power? Because like somebody will say I'm an empath, and then I'll go get a book for you and tell you to go to this book, which is the mind of another man. And then you read this book, and you're only going to come into this small part of yourself that really may be activated. But why ain't fruit activating everybody like everybody being taught? You just eat a goddamn apple and you get activated. That's not what fucking happens, y'all. You're not going to eat no fucking fruit and get activated. What you're going to do is eat some fruit and your frequencies are going to open up. Activation comes in here. You got to go into the remembrance. You have to be activated. Watermelon's going to give you some information. A pear will give you some information. But if you don't even accept the information, your frequency will not turn on. So where do we start? You got to start with consciousness. You got to put the Bible down. You got to put all these spiritual books down. Put your wands down for a minute. Leave your altars alone for a second. Forget the stones just for a minute. Because they are our divination tools. They are your tools, but you can't use them right now. You're not using your tools right now because you don't know who the fuck you are. You have to first learn who you are. Shed the flesh. Shed your reflection. Fuck that word. Shed your reflection. Because when you take away this body, then what's left? That soul with that consciousness in it. Then when you take away that soul, what's left? Pure consciousness. You have to become the conscious being. Take this shit to the next level, y'all. Once you become the conscious being, you can understand and appreciate that being that's the soul. Then you can understand and appreciate that soul being in this flesh. You are not your name. You are not I am not just Dordvad Sikasi. I'm much, much more than that. I am all things. I am everything. That is a title for you to identify this flesh with. I'm not this flesh. You have to make the separation from the flesh and your consciousness. And then you have to work on being a conscious being. You got to power that conscious being up. and overstand that consciousness and make that connection back to source, which is pure consciousness, and then you'll recognize how you are God. You are not just God because you got black skin. That's a perk. You can get more done because you have black skin. You are more spirited. What is to be spiritual? Y'all going too deep with these words. This shit is so simple. What is to be spiritual? To be spiritual just means to be electrified. You, in order for this body and your soul body to exist, it needs electricity. That's why you're spiritual. With melanin, that copper and that carbon in that skin, which conducts electricity, just like the wires in your wall, that copper. That's why the Egyptians used the copper, because the copper conducts. That's why it's good to ground yourself, because the copper conducts. You are pure copper. You see? That's why it's a plus to be in a melanated body, because you can do more electrified things. You can communicate differently. Your frequency, your telepathy will be stronger. Your 5 senses, with the body's 5 senses. Now let me tell you this, you don't have 5 senses. We see it wrong. Your body do. Your body have just workings of the body. Share the video one time, y'all. One time right now. Your body has things that it does, like with the chakras and its frequency that could be on. That's all it is just what the body can do. So the 5 senses, one being perception, telepathy, clairvoyance, intuition, and there's one more. I said perception. I said perception, clairvoyance, telepathy, intuition. I don't want to come to me, but the true 5 is right here too. I can't pull it up, but the true 5 senses. Okay, they are just the abilities of the body, and we talk about we human. We don't even work those anymore. We have to reawaken those 5 senses again, just so the body, not you, so the body can perform the way you need it to as a conscious being. ESP ain't your goddamn power. ESP ain't a power. ESP is just what the body's supposed to do. You feel me? So when you connect to it, you'll use your perception. Perception is psychometry was the other one. Psychometry and perception. There you go. Psychometry was the 5th one. Your perception is your sense of touch. Light touch the retina in order for this to see. So especially the first sense, those 5 senses that they call 5 senses, which is one sense, the sense of touch, that's the one that's really for this body. That's just what the body does. Now when you get into your psychometry, that's your soul, your mind, which is the soul, your mind, which is the conscious you, your mind communicating through the body or using the body as a tool. When you use your telepathy, that's your mind using the body as a tool. That's why the body has to be cleansed. So the frequency of the body, it's making me yell. So the frequency of the body could be clear so that you can use it the way you need to use it. Stop taking shit so deep and simplify all of these things. Remember that simplicity is the key to life. The simpler you make something, that you break something down, the deeper you can look into a thing. When you get all complex with things you can't see, it's too much junk in your face when you begin to simplify things. So that ain't power to have ESP. That's your mind connecting to the body and able to use this body the way it's supposed to be used on the frequency it's supposed to be on. Hence, you gotta clean it out by the frequencies that you eat, the conversations that you're having with your so-called food. But these beings that we call food, we want them in our body to put us or keep us, this body running at optimal health and optimal performance, so that we can use this body as conscious beings. See, but then you have your enemy, or your so-called oppressor, who's out there. He don't eat what you eat. He overstand his conscious self. But his conscious self is evil. That's why they're creating weapons of mass destruction and devising plans and implementing plans for genocide. But they're on a power struggle and a power trip where they want the most power. But as long as they can keep pure consciousness of the beings on this planet dumbed down and prevent you from getting back to the realization that you are pure consciousness, then they're doing their job. But fuck their job. It's time for us to awaken. Not the spiritual self. Not the witch or the warlock. But awaken your consciousness again. Become the real conscious community. Because that other shit out there is bullshit, y'all. They ain't conscious. How the fuck you conscious when you're reading the minds of other men? Everything you know, that's what I was looking for earlier, scholarship. Because you read a book, but you don't know it yourself because you can't go back in time, but yet you teach at the same time that time is past, present, and future is right here, right now. But you can't connect to none of it. But you can get that shit from a book and teach it though. So if you ain't working at magic, then why the hell are you teaching it? Because you don't even know that it's real. You have no idea that it's real. You have no true idea that magic is real. You have no idea that the stones have power. Or is it that you have power, sisters? Do you have power to use this frequency? But you have to become the conscious being again in order to do this. In order to work your... Yes, you are very magical creatures. But not today, not right now. Not until you come back into the remembrance. You have to remember. You have to remember the sages and oracles that you were. That's your bloodline. But the thing about it is, that's on our side. Share the video one time, y'all. What's on our side is this. DNA. Allow that DNA to activate and explode. Like mine do. Your DNA is here for you. Your DNA has the information in it that you need. It was passed down. That's why the ancient mothers did that. They encoded the shit. That's why Source created it that way. And the ancient mothers, it's encoded in the information that was in the ancient mothers is in you now. But you have to reconnect to it again. And just remember, you got to put that work in and not that talk. The only real thing, honestly, that I can even see that we need to be reading books for right now is how-tos. Because there's certain things we need around us that we done forgot how to do. So we'll get a how-to book to do it. But not nobody teaching you about ancestry, nothing. I'm sorry. Nobody should be teaching us about ancestry, nothing, when we carry the Akashic records in us. It's in your DNA. But you're so dependent on the book outside of yourself that the book inside of you won't activate. The gods has to truly awaken. The consciousness has to awaken. You have to look at yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and know that you're not what you're looking at. That's not your reflection. That's the reflection of your body. That's the reflection of the machine that you're in called body, y'all. That's not your reflection. When you truly see your reflection, when you truly see your reflection in who you are, it's going to look like my shirt. It's going to be jet black because all things was birthed out of the blackness, out of the pure mind, womb, consciousness of source. That's your reflection. Your reflection has no color, but composed of all colors. When you come back into that realization, then you have awakened. And once you awaken, then you can appreciate your soul body. Then you can appreciate this flesh body. Then you can have the human experience and be as powerful as you need to be. This is going to cut off. I just remembered this road. Yeah. It's a spot on this road that shuts down. I think we already up because you probably just not going to be able to turn right here. You're just not going to be able to turn in the middle of the road.
I'm just going to get off to the shoulder.
don't know. Just go forward until a little opening. Because I thought we would have passed that spot right now. The source with us today and keeping it on because we shut down by now on this road. But anyway, y'all, you have to put the books down. You got to put your books down and your divination tools. You got to put them down right now because they're not working. You're not working magic. You're not being the magical being that you are until you fully come into your consciousness. Plant something and communicate with that being. Could have went there. Plant something and communicate with that being. You have to get back to nature. Why? People tell you get back to nature. Why do you have to get back to nature? To make the connection again. Because nature is the purest thought of God. It's the part that's unadulterated. But we think we can do what we want with nature. We think, let's go forward. You think we passed that part already? She stayed with us. You think we can just destroy nature and then connect to God? You better connect back to the bees, the wasps, the snakes, because all of those beings are in righteousness. A snake is what a snake is supposed to be. You see? A bird is what a bird is supposed to be. But you don't even know how to be the human being anymore. But you call yourself smarter than a bird? Go forward. You call yourself smarter than a bird? Do you really think you're smarter than the birds? Let me show you how you're not even smarter than the goddamn butterfly. Because right now, if the butterflies move on the magnetic waves of the earth, you can't even connect to it no more. We can't connect to the magnetic waves. The monarch butterfly goes from Mexico to the East Coast and back. Every year, all year long, they make this circle just going on. They're not remembering the landscape and driving like we did and have GPS and shit, looking at some shit telling us where they go. They're following the grid of the earth. When an earthquake is about to come in your area, what happens? All the animals do what? They get the hell out of there, but you're smarter than them. But the earthquake will come and knock your house down, kill you and everything that you have built up that wasn't natural. But nature's still standing after everything man done built is destroyed. Nature's still there, but we smarter than the animals. We done lost our way. I want to make sure because we didn't cut off. Somebody say y'all still here. The last time I did this and I was talking to myself. Let me know y'all still here. Somebody. Okay. So, but again, we'll say that the animals we're smarter than the animals. No, we're not. No, we're not. We done fucking lost it. We just like so smart, we forgot how to connect and what to connect to. We so smart that we can't even see God no more and have the conversation with God anymore. We so smart that we gotta read books, the minds of other men to get the information that's encoded in our DNA. No, we're not smarter than the animals. We just took that dominion word and went the fuck crazy with it and destroyed the planet that we need to live on. The oceans are full of the blood of the earth, as they call it. We can do a turnabout. The oceans are full of oil and nuclear this and listen. No, we done lost it. But there is a way back, and it's not too late for us. But you have to listen to the calls when they come. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. We done disconnected, but we think we smarter than everything. What the fuck we got? Fashion? What we got the animals don't got that they need? Nuclear weapons? Cooked food? Machines? We destroying the whole planet talking about we the smartest thing on the planet. I'm trying to, somebody just tell me, what do we have? Our intelligence, show me our intelligence. Maybe I just don't see it. But what is it that we have that makes us better than the animals? I'm looking around me right now. I don't see shit. I don't see shit. I see that bird get the fuck up and go get his worm. And ain't make no refrigerator for his food. And he had to tear the earth up. my thing. Didn't have to tear the earth up to do that. Can you give me a pickle? Tell them they got pickles and to slice it. They didn't have to tear the earth up to do it. They just went and got their food, take it to the nest. They rest when the sun go down, except for when I have my light on in the RV and they started screaming at me and tell me to cut the light off because they want to commune with God. They understand that the still of the night. They understand that when the lights go out, that's when God appears. In the darkness, not in the lights. Because in the lights is the goddamn chaos. It's in the light is where we see each other. But then your oppressor that gave you the opposite. That made you see that the opposite way. That you do sneaky shit in the dark. Knowing that's when God is exposed. Because this one sun right here, this one sun that we look into every day, is one of millions. But that one sun and the millions of suns that's in the sky does not outshine the mother. It does not outshine the darkness. And you see that at night when you're looking at your stars and your constellation. Each one of those are suns that's bigger than this sun. This sun called Shamash in the ancient language. It's not bigger than, they are way, way bigger than Shamash. So right now we're just turned into the light bulb that sits in the sky. In 12 hours we turn away from it and go back to the way things supposed to be, to that darkness where all things was created. We forgot about that darkness. Now in the darkness we're doing the worst of things. When God is apparent, it's when we kill, it's when we sneaky, it's when we cheat on our mates, it's when we freaking at the club. Some nigga getting his dick sucked in the alley or selling drugs to some mother in the alley. It's when we put our hoods on and go do our dirt. Instead of taking everything off and exposing ourselves to source. Exposing ourselves to the moonlight. Connecting them wombs back. No, but we do everything in the light. And think we're doing something. No, but as soon as that light cut off is when you need to get into your spirit itself. And make the conscious connection back to source. Who's watching you? Like I said at the beginning of the video, that person that drew that picture, that being, is looking at you. You're not hiding in the dark. Your whole space, everything around you is alive. There are beings and ancestors and... Listen. The most powerful beings y'all need to connect with, but you're not going to be able to do it until you get back to your consciousness. Until you get back to your consciousness. Peace, Donna. It's the elements. I keep trying to tell you about the 99. The 99 elements that compose everything on this plane of existence are your deities. But you can't connect with them until you remove the blinders off of your eyes. You remove how you see, because the way you're seeing is wrong. The way you're looking around this world and what you think you're seeing is right is wrong. You're aspiring to be a rapper. You're aspiring to be a singer. When that voice, when them tones can communicate, there's a reason you're giving that tool to communicate with the deities. Not to be entertainment for us, but to be more, that's your guru. If your guru ain't using them tones and connecting with source, you good? Okay. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. I'm telling y'all this, you have to reconnect. This is the only message that I can bring y'all right now, and for a minute, that's the message that I'm going to have to be bringing y'all until you get it. Until you come into the consciousness. All of this stuff that you're being taught right now, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's all wrong. A lot of it's a bunch of bullshit. But you're going to find that out when you connect back to the darkness. When you come back into consciousness. When you become a part of the conscious community again. To become a part of the conscious community, it means that you remember that you are consciousness. Not a community of people sitting around talking about a bunch of bullshit. entertaining us by battling each other on stage. That's not conscious community. The conscious community are awaking souls, awaking beings who recognize the soul, who recognize this shit we're in. You gotta listen. I'm telling you, I got zooted the other day in this shit. I was sitting at my computer in the thought from the dream that I had and was told what to do. I was sitting there in a meditation. And I was sitting there working at the computer for the documentary, y'all. And I got zooted again. Like, I saw shit differently. So I had to sit and close my eyes for a minute because the shit gave me a headache. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I went into the meditation. And Source just wanted me to do nothing more but just to live in consciousness. So I did that. But I went so deep in it that when I opened my eyes, like I'm not in that space right now, but it keep coming and going. When I opened my eyes, I opened them knowing I wasn't the body and that I was a conscious being in it. And I looked around and I was looking at my hands. I had understood how I was communicating with this body and why that brain itself has that dark matter in it with that spider web, and I saw that web connect to the universe itself, and that was my way of communicating with this brain to tell this body what to do. Y'all, this shit is deep. It's deep, but it's as deep as you could go. You can go as deep as I've gone. You just have to choose it. On the side, Lou. Yeah. You just have to choose it. You have to choose higher. You have to understand that where you are, church. This is church. You have to understand that brick and mortar building that you're sitting in calling church, and that preacher that you sit there listening to, guiding your soul to God. He ain't never seen God. How the fuck he become ordained? The seminary school or some shit? No, God has to ordain a man because a man has connected with God. But this is the person sitting there leading your soul back somewhere. Leading your ass to the Tide box or some shit. You got this guru. These people that you're calling your guru and your spiritual leaders, what makes them that? Because they have some knowledge, y'all? They know certain things? Have they come into enlightenment? Have your guru or that spiritual leader that you call your spiritual leader, have they come into enlightenment? Share the video one time, y'all. Have they come into enlightenment? Not have they eaten fruit and put their feet on the ground. That's what we naturally do. That's what the birds do and the horses do and the dogs do. Every animal on the planet. Okay, now did you go back to that? Then what? Don't teach me about the metaphysics of shit if you ain't seen shit. Show me what you've seen and what you've done. Show me how to connect back is what I need you to do. That's what we need y'all to do. Those out there leading us. Take us home. Take me home. Don't be home where I gotta come to you to get what the fuck I need. No, show me how to go to source and get it my goddamn self. That's the only kind of guru I need in my existence. If a person is not having you become the one, that's not somebody you should be listening to. If they not teaching you their magic, then they just want to use your energy for theirs. Say that again. If a person is not teaching you their magic, then they just want to use your energy for themselves. Because a person say that they connect to God, ask them how. Well, I'm the one because Source talks to me and Source tells me I'm just different than y'all. Guess what? Source talks to me and tells me, but I ain't no different than you. Everything I do, I'm gonna show you what to do because I need you to come here with me just so I don't feel crazy up here. If they're not taking you to God, having you become all that you can be, don't listen to him. I like Ralph Smart. He just came to mind just now. Ralph Smart, because a lot of these gurus steal a lot of Ralph Smart stuff. He just teach what he know He don't call himself the one, but whatever he teaching, whatever he do, he tells you. The way he eat, whatever he's doing, he just teach it. And he don't try to put himself on a platform or a pedestal to do it and make you think he's better than you. If your guru telling you that he's better than you, he's an idiot. And he just want to use you, or she just want to use you. Ain't none of us the one. And if we are the one, we're the one with each other. So to say, I'll call myself the one because you're the one too. If I've done what you haven't done, it's up to you where you want to go with that. There's certain places I've reached. There's certain information I received because of what I've done. But then I come to you and tell you what I've done, so it's up to you to do the same shit if you want to reach the same shit. Or not. But I'm going to keep moving though. I'm going to end this with I love y'all. I'm going to end this with I love you. The only message that I can bring y'all right now is this. That you have to awaken. Anything else, babe? You got to awaken that consciousness. Awaken to the fact that you are consciousness. Put all this shit down for a minute. And deal with yourself. You ain't working on magic. You ain't doing shit. Deal with yourself. Half of us can't even feed ourselves and plant a goddamn seed to just feed the self. Deal with yourself. All of that stuff will be there when you come back to it. Put it in a safe place. Put it in your altar. But the altar not going to get you there. The altar is a divination tool that you use to do certain things. That's not your God. You're the God. You use the altar. The altar don't use you. But you got to put all of that stuff down right now until you come into the realization that you are consciousness and connect back to pure consciousness, to that darkness. Start looking up at night, y'all. Start looking up at night and connecting with that darkness you see. Not the stars. We so busy, the light still got us beguiled, don't it? Because we sit back at night and look up at the stars. Oh, look at the stars. That's Mars. And this. Look at the darkness. And look how the stars can't outshine it. Connect to that matter. That dark matter you're looking at. Where space is not somewhere else. It's right here. Earth is suspended in space. Look up. That's why you see clouds and sky. You're suspended in that space you talk about. Look at it from both views. Look at it in the daytime and look at it at night. You're suspended in that space that you talk about, outer space. Earth is sitting in outer space. Where y'all think Earth at? What you call it something other if we were on the moon looking at Earth? If we was on Mars looking at the moon, it's all in space. It's all in one place. I love y'all. Come back into that consciousness. And I'm going to try, because I'm working on this stuff in myself to bring the instructions as simple as I can. As simple as I can so y'all can get it. Get off the earth. Here. Get off the earth, because space is only right there for you to travel to. The moon is not in outer space. The moon is your neighbor. But you're so stuck on the earth, you see your neighbor as your neighbor's house down the street. No, the moon is your neighbor too, in space. In this web, in that address, that URL called space. We're all in it. Connect back to it. Recognize at night that dark matter that you see is the great mind womb of the universe. It's the great consciousness, and connect your consciousness back to that shit. It'll help if you do it in meditation. So when you look up tonight, look at the darkness, not the light. Don't look at the sons, look at the daughters. I love y'all. We'll be back soon. Say bye.
Peace, y'all. Love you. See you next time.
Peace, y'all. Love you. Share the video. Share the video. Thank you.